Hopefully it's Wednesday. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to outline what the exercise today is going to be. There's going to be table exercises today. By table exercises, that means that you're going to combine in tables in groups of no more than three. No more than three at a table. Okay, so only three at a table at the max. It can be less, but no more than three. This is why I'm not here today. And we're going to be doing some exercises. Now, what you're going to need is you're going to need your sectional map, you're going to need your plotter, you're going to need a pencil, okay? And then I'm going to outline what it is that we're going to do. Before we do that, however, I want to go back and I want to review something just to make sure that you guys are fully up to speed on what all of this means. This is a compass rose. In just a minute, I'm going to let you pause this video, and I want you to draw this compass rose, identical to what I have here. So what you have in black is you have the primary or cardinal directions. Remember this, direction is a word. Heading is a three-digit number. Direction is a word, heading is a three-digit number. Capiche? When you look at this, you can see north, south, east, west. That's what you have in the black. Those are going to be your primary or cardinal directions. Notice which direction I said first. North. North is going to be the most important of everything, because from north we can deduce everything else, right? So the opposite of north is south. Then at 90-degree angles of a line there between north and south, we have east and west. You'll notice that north, there's a heading of 360 or 0. I have seen it put both ways as like 0 or 360. So I'm just putting that out there just so you have it. That is the heading. And what that means is that if you were standing in this middle dot right there, and you were facing or flying that direction, you are flying a heading of, in this case, roughly 360 or 0. Just the same way as that if you were standing on that dot and someone told you that your winds are 0, 9, or 0 at 10, what that would mean is that if you're standing in that center circle facing 0, 9, 0, the wind would be in your face. So it is coming from 0, 9, or 0. But if you're flying a heading of 0, 9, or 0, what direction are you flying? East, right? Because remember, direction is a word, heading is a three-digit number. The red ones are your secondary. Secondary directions and headings are between the cardinal directions and headings. So if you look at the difference here between north and east, what is half of 90? What is half of 0, 9, or 0? 0, 4, 5. So if you take half of that 90 degrees, you've got 0, 4, 5. Then as you progress around the compass rose, if you add 45 to each cardinal, you get your secondaries. So if you add 45 to 0, 9, or 0, you get 135. If you add 45 to 180, you get 225. If you add 45 to 270, you get 315, right? So those are your secondary directions. Northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest. Good so far. Next come your tertiary. Tertiary directions are going to be between the 45s and your 90 degrees. Now you'll notice here that at north-northeast, that halfway point between 0, 4, 5 and 0, you know that it would be 2 to 0.5. But can we fly half a degree? Not on purpose. So you round down, then round up. Round down, round up. Round down to 22 from 45, that gives you 022. that is going to be a direction roughly of north-northeast. You're going to round up. So instead of adding 22 to 0, you're going to add 23 to 45 to get 068. Okay, then you're going to add 22 to 90 to get 212. You're going to add 23 to 135 to get 158. You kind of get the patterns here? So that's kind of how that works. These give you your tertiary directions and headings. Kiddos, you need to have these cold, and here's why. If ATC comes to you and says, November 141 Hotel Lima, turn left, heading tree 15, you need to know what tree 15 is, direction-wise, to get that oriented in your head, okay? Or if someone says, give me a westerly heading while I plot you a route, what's a westerly heading? 270. So these are things that you need to know cold, okay? So if you haven't already, pause this right now and write this down. You have to memorize this. These should be engraved on your brain in letters and numerals of fire. Okay? So pause this, write this down. Okay, now that you've done that, let's take a look here, a quick review. Remember, this is going to be on your chart supplements. So when you look at your chart supplements, these are the 8 airports that I am going to be asking you very specific questions on. And you need to know how to find this information. Where do you find this information? On your chart supplement, or AFD. This all used to be called the Airport Facilities Directory. They now call it the chart supplement. But if you look inside and you look at the headings, it'll tell you that it's an airport facility directory, but it's still a chart supplement. So that's what they refer to this as. This one is the one in the Southwest. And you can see that because of all of these states in the Southwest. Okay? So brush up on these. Where do you get the information? Remember the legend that you have at the front of this book. Also, let's say that I ask you a question that will only be found if you can pull up the actual taxi diagram of each individual airport. I wonder where you could find an airport diagram for each of these airports. Okay, so you're going to get a little time to work on this, but you need to start digging into this information right now. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next one. Remember, we were talking about here before on your sectional maps. Your sectional maps. How did I lose the sectional maps? Hang on here, guys. Hang on. I just messed this up. Doggone it. Hold on. Well, shoot. There it goes. Give me just a second. 6043. This worked in rehearsal. Okay, so now, as we look here, we're going to be looking at ForeFlight. Okay, this is ForeFlight here. These are going to be your sectional, a representation of your sectional charts. So remember what we did last time when we looked at this and I showed you how to use your plotter to, first of all, how to draw a straight line between airports. Then I showed you how to use your plotter, the top edge of your plotter, to slide that along that line till you get to a line of longitude or latitude and determine your true course. Well, the first thing that you have to do is you have to do the two-finger method, and that is this. Which airport are you flying from, and which airport are you flying to? So for instance, if I asked you to fly from Aspen to Rifle, what direction would you fly? So what general direction would you fly? Northwest is kind of the direction that you would fly. What heading corresponds to a general direction of northwest? Well, if you're not sure, look on that diagram that you just drew with your compass rose, right? So you want to write that down. The very first thing you're going to do before you do anything on your map is what? check your plotter scale against the scale of the map printed itself. That's the first thing you're going to do. You're going to find which airport you're going from and then to, and without moving those fingers, you're going to say, what is my general direction of flight? General direction of flight from Aspen to Rifle, let's call it northwest. So what would be your general heading corresponding to that general direction of flight? Tree 15, right? You're going to write Tree 15 down before you get started. Because remember, when you lay your protractor down there and you put that grommet on either a line of longitude or latitude, and you look at that line of longitude or latitude, and then you read your degrees at the top, it may not actually be at the top. It may be one of the other three options somewhere below. So remember, that's how you're going to have to do it. So keep that in mind, okay? So you're going to get your true course. Then I may ask you for your magnetic course. How do you get your magnetic course? You have to find your closest line of magnetic variation. East is least, west is best. If you find a line that crosses that says 10 degrees east, east is least, so let's say that that direction actually did measure out true at Tree 15. Let's say it did. It doesn't, but let's say it did. To Tree 15, then your magnetic course is going to be a combination of true course, Tree 15, plus or minus your magnetic variation. If it's 10 degrees east, what do? Subtract. East is least, west is best. So you're going to take 10 from Tree 15 to give you Tree 05 for your magnetic course. Tree 15 for a magnetic course. Good so far? Excellent. So the next thing that you guys are going to do is this. How do I get out of this? I do this, and whoops, not that one. I do this one. Wait a minute. No, I don't. I want this. No, I want this. Why didn't that go away? Okay, there it is. Now, here's what I want you to write down. Write this down. KASE direct to, that's what the capital D with an arrow going through it means. KASE direct to KRIL. Huh. I wish we would have just talked about that. Oh wait, we did. I want to know what the true course is from KASE to KRIL on a straight line, again pretending that we could actually fly a straight line between those points because we can't. So we look at that. I want you to factor in your magnetic variation, and then I want you to give me the magnetic course. So for each one of these little cross countries that you're going to be figuring out at your table, you're going to give me the true course, the magnetic variation, the magnetic course, and the distance for each one of these. Okay? That's what you're going to give me. Then you're going to go from KRIL to KCNY. Then from KCNY direct to KTEX. KTEX to 1 Victor 8. Is that a real airport? I'll bet it is. 1 Victor 8 to KANK, KANK to KFMN, KFMN to KSAF, KSAF to KALS, KLAS to KASE. Those are what you're going to do at your table exercises today. So for each one of these cross countries, what are you going to give me? True course, magnetic variation, plus or minus, magnetic course, and the distance. Then at the end, you're going to add the distances up for all of these cross countries that you're going to do, okay? So that's what you got to do. Pause this as you want and write these down. Then I want you to work in groups, and I want you to solve each one of these true course to magnetic course plus distance problems, okay? And that is a 1 Victor 8 there, by the way, 1 Victor 8. Now, here's another question for you. What is the length of your plotter? How far will this go? Well, the one I'm looking at here right now tells me 85 miles. Do you suppose that I may have given you some cross-country problems that might be a little further than 85 nautical miles? Well, now what? How am I supposed to draw a straight line of something that may be 150 miles if all I've got's 85 to work with? What would I do if I didn't have a way to maybe, I don't know, draw a straight line with something? Let's say that I had something longer, perhaps, that I might be able to use, some kind of a straight edge, just, arbitrarily. Let's say that I did. And let's say that they were just on a table there to the right of easy, just for the sake of argument. Yeah, you might be able to use that. So there's one thought. There's other ways to solve that, by the way, but just thinking out loud, that might be one. Let me ask another problem here. Let's say, for instance, you know that there's a north side and a south side and maybe a west side. Okay, that's no gang sign here, okay, with that. So let's say, for instance, that you're going from an airport on the north side of that map to an airport on the south side of that map. Gosh, I wonder if there is anything at all that you might be able to use that might give you some of that information to tell you how to solve that problem. I wonder if, in fact, that if one were to look back here on this side, that you could find something like maybe right here that would tell you how to solve that problem? Huh. Well, I don't know. But anyway, good luck to you guys, okay? And best of luck. Hi, this is Greg. Hello.